No, that's wrong. Dixie Diamonds 189. Isabella Falls, 10:56 p.m. Far away from the lights of Cooktown, Karen and Paul sat side by side, gazing upwards towards the brilliance of the heavens. Oh, Karen intoned, pointing upward as a meteorite flashed across the sky. Shooting star, did you see it? That depends, Paul replied, gently nudging her as he continued gazing upward. If I say no because its brilliance and beauty was eclipsed by your own, do I get extra points or do I lose points? Shaking her head, Karen returned her husband's playful nudge and said, Yes. Now, did you or did you not? I did, Paul said lightly. It practically bisected the Southern Cross just where the spar would intersect the upright. I wonder what portent that would have for those who believe in astrology and the like. Oh, mixing our supernatural, are we? She said, adding, I don't think that's kosher, while trying but failing not to snicker at her own quip. Touché, Paul said with gusto. Which of the trinity of biblical misconceptions do you think is most ubiquitous? He continued in a quiet, somber tone. That the bit about the difficulty for a rich man to enter the kingdom is referencing a literal needle? That Jesus was a blue-eyed Aryan? Or that he dragged the entire cross upon which he was crucified rather than just a spar? Oh my, she exclaimed, nudging Paul's ribs gently with her elbow. Was it your intention to ruin a lovely romantic moment? She asked lightheartedly. I apologize, darling, Paul said contritely. Despite the never-ending pleasure your company provides, I'm having difficulty staying in the moment. Wrapping his right arm around Karen's shoulders, he added, The night is lovely, the stars are magnificent, but the brilliance of the heavens pales in comparison to you. Ditto, she said with a giggle. I feel as though Balloony's chances are improving, don't you? I do, Paul said emphatically. I absolutely do. It's just that experiencing malevolence up close and personal and seeing it being aided by people entrusted with the greater good is soul-sapping. I'm sorry. Forgive me, Balloony interjected. Karen, you called my name. Did you wish to speak with me? Karen laughed aloud, then said softly, No, dear, Paul and I were speaking of cosmic things and the state of the universe, and your name popped up. How are you? Feeling no ill effects from the tracker being smashed. Thank you again for taking care of that, Balloony replied. I'm feeling more optimistic concerning the authorities reining Brentzy in. As am I, Paul said, nodding his head. It's difficult seeing someone so evil wielding so much power and influence, but it looks as though some of our guardians are actually laboring for the greater good. How are you holding up? I'm fine, Balloony replied. Really, in addition to your concerns about Brentzy, I'm also worried that Pilatre will somehow be damaged because of his involvement with me. That would be terrible. It would, Karen said, but I think things are spinning in the right direction. You may be right, Balloony said. I certainly hope so. I'll leave you alone. Do reach out if you need. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, both Karen and Paul said as Balloony broke the telepathic link. The spa, Karen whispered. I think it's the spa. The eye of the needle isn't nearly as well known as the crucifixion, and I'm confident that despite 2,000 years of trying to whitewash Jesus, there are good, caring souls who know either intellectually, in their hearts, or both, that Jesus was not a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan. Paul nodded, leaned his head against Karen's, and softly sang, When you see the Southern Cross for the first time, you understand now why you came this way. 'Cause the truth you might be running from is so small, but it's as big as the promise of a coming day. Karen joined in, and together they sang, So I'm sailing for tomorrow, my dreams are a-dying, and my love is an anchor, tied to you, tied with a silver chain. I have my ship, and all her flags are flying. She is all that I have left, and music is her name, before turning to and kissing one another with sadness coupled with hope.